Hey everyone, welcome back to Total War Attila, our Aksum campaign. Last episode, when we left off, I believe it was episode 4, we were having an issue in Eudaemon. We had just captured it, there was a bunch of public order issues, and as a result, a riot has broken out. See, there was a public order issue due to religious differences. We've now placed Gumshoe, our magi, our high magi of the court, or whatever you want to call him. We've now placed him outside of Eudaemon, the city, and he is preaching to the choir, the unconverted. So we are now gaining 3.4 Eastern Christian influence per turn, and that has reduced our public order issue by 1 point over 1 turn, so I'm thinking maybe it'll be 1 point per turn, or whatever. We were having an issue with Bisyanaf's army because a Himyarite army was raiding up here, and as we've discovered, when the Himyarites are in your province, they stop your armies from replenishing, much like the Huns. So that was posing an issue, but it seems that they don't want any part of us or anything to do with us, and they have disappeared. Oh shit, I've just noticed that we're having a control issue because Zoskalis here was drunk on watch. So we can ignore him, flog him, or decimate. This man was drunk when he was supposed to be on watch. The watering down of our elite troops with these bumpkins seems to be the main cause. Bumpkins! The wording. That is some strong language. I'm very uncomfortable right now due to the... Anyway, moving on. I'm triggered. There's only one word for it, and triggered is the word. Okay, we can ignore the issue. We need to keep the men on side. Let us admonish him, but nothing more. We'll wag the finger. We will flog him, basically beat the ever-loving shit out of him publicly. Or we could decimate, kill every 10th man, as the Romans would do. Instead, we'll just beat the fuck out of him. We'll beat him so his eyes are all puffy. He'll be spitting blood. It's going to be a whole thing. And that may make an example of him. Okay, so the Sassanids are sailing into the Red Sea here for some reason. You know what this body of water is? I bet you... I can never recall what it's called, but I bet you it's like the Persian Gulf or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I should just fucking look it up. If I was a smart guy, I would just look it up so I don't look like such an idiot every video, but I just never think about it in my day-to-day life. Anyway, the Himyarites are still kicking around outside. 2 turns until they turn mutinous. As for Aksum, we've resolved our food issues by demolishing a waterwork, and now we can build all sorts of stuff. None of it is really necessary. We cannot build this because it would be a food issue again. We could build the altar of the Ibex, which is Semitic paganism. We don't want anything to do with that. We want to remain Eastern Christian, so I suppose a monk's quarters it is. We could upgrade our spice harbor, which would increase our spice. It would also increase squalor and public order. I guess our roads would be slightly better, though. Commerce would go up. Not necessary. We could upgrade our town as well. Again, not strictly necessary. What we should do, though, is we should march out to destroy this army. Of course, we are gaining public order because all of the malcontents are leaving. Rebels left, for example. And I think we won't have much public order issues once we take these guys out. And we're going to find out. We're going to grab Bisyanaf, and we are going to attack him in the field. Boom. No longer are we being raided by these guys, and we should be able to see our public order? No, apparently not. We have to march out even further and attack them. They are still gathering units to them, though, which is very odd. Mostly shitty units, though, so that's very nice for us. Okay, we're going to march out. We are going to attack them in the field. I don't know where what's his name? Attila. I don't know where this guy is in this army. He must be this question mark here. He's definitely not Desert Spears, I don't think. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to jump in. We can take a look at our terrain. It is much too slow, though, unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, it's not bad. What is this, a road? A riverbed? Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to jump in here. I'll see you guys on the battle map. And it is a lovely day in the desert for a motherfucking battle. Okay, so I've got my army in the middle here, of course. Spears, swords, bowmen, skirmishers supported by cav either flank, and we're just going to grab the whole fucking thing and crank it forward. Like so. Although I will probably grab my cav on the right flank and have them scout over these sand dunes a little bit. I'm gonna send... Who is the quickest? Probably these guys here, my desert raiders. They're gonna go around the flank to take out those catapults as quick as possible. For some reason, I'm thinking these camel riders are effective against cavalry, and I wonder... Yes, it's because they scare horses. They're also raiders, apparently. I wonder if we bring up the encyclopedia. Just give it a moment. Will it have... Will these units, I should say, have a bonus versus cavalry? I wonder. And I wonder still, because it takes very long. No, attack against cavalry, 0. How about my desert raiders? I wonder. I'm just looking for an anti-cav. Yeah, my desert raiders are anti-cav. Okay, you know what? I suppose they're interchangeable in that role. But I want my desert raiders to go far afield, to flank around and take out those catapults as soon as possible. Pronto mundo. It has to be said, though, that the camels are quite a bit quicker than... quite a bit slower than my own desert raiders, so... You can see, as demonstrated by these two units here. So we're receiving fire from the catapult. They are firing on my cavalry, which is very dangerous. It looks like the cavalry of the enemy has advanced on my flank, so I'm going to pull back my cavalry on said flank. I don't want to get any casualties from those skirmisher cav, because skirmisher cav is fucking deadly. So we're going to get our desert raiders to take care of this catapult. We're going to grab our whole formation and rotate it like so. Okay, so we've sent some dogs after the mounted skirmishers, which I hope will slow them down, although it seems like the dogs do not do so hot at all. I think we took some casualties from skirmisher cav? Casualties? No? Yes, no? Not sure. We've got our faction leader in the middle of the field, though, not the greatest. Okay, so it looks like... oh, shit. We've been outmaneuvered by a bit of cavalry here, and we're going to take... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say we're going to take some casualties in our slinger unit, but no. We have managed to... get the better of them. Okay, so what we'll do is we will advance a little bit further, like so. These slingers will instead form here. Our Adana trackers will also form behind them, like so. Okay, so our cavalry is going to take out those desert raiders. We're taking care of the catapult. We've got some skirmishers coming our way. We're going to take them out with our slingers. We want our cav to stay far away from those skirmishers. Okay, there we go. We want our archers to fire on their slingers. Maybe these guys are just going to charge headlong into our slingers. It seems so. Oh my, they did take quite a few casualties, though, from our slingers. It seems, though, that the dogs didn't do too bad either. Okay, so we're going to bring these guys on the flank, and they will shoot into the, as I said, flanks of the enemy. Our cav is going to come around the flank as well. Eon and his camels are going to come around the flank too. There we go. We have encircled these guys. Our Tor Raiders, or Tor Warriors, or whatever the hell they are, going to get into a nice formation here. Boom, to absorb the impact of the enemy. Okay, so we are racing to attack these guys. Looks like we took out the skirmishers very easily. And we're just going to mass a huge, big ball of cavalry. to attack these guys. Like so. Okay, so we'll get those camel raiders to not attack those spears yet. We want to do a bit of skirmishing, I think. Likewise, with this cavalry, we want to do a bit of skirmishing with these units. Look at that. These desert tribesmen are just wandering right into our fire. Maybe we can get some far swordsmen instead to do some flanking here. Something like that. Yeah, okay. We're still doing a bit of skirmishing. Okay, Eon Bissy is going to coordinate a assault there. My far camel raiders as well. We may as well just fucking charge in. Looks like these swordsmen have turned, so we can charge them. And we need these units to run. There we go. My far swordsmen are coming in on the flank. Boom! Quite the fucking charge. They've got like the meanest fucking machete type things, and it looks like these desert levy are no match. Look at that fucking dead man right there. Zoom. Zoop. What a weird zoom situation. Okay, Eon has charged in and he is cleaning up the remnants. We're still firing, unfortunately. I think we've done it. Just now my my cavalry is charging into these desert tribesmen and... oh shit. And we are beginning to clean up. Okay, that's it. That is the end of the battle. We have managed to destroy the rebels with very few losses. 68 men. Damn, not too shabby, I have to say. So now we've cleared the rebels out. We can return to Eudaemon. Replenish as best we can, providing the Himyarites do not return. And we can hopefully deal with our public order issues just a little bit longer. Shit, we left one single unit alive, and that could be an issue. We're going to ransom these guys, though. There we go. We've got a bit of cash, and we've pushed the raiders into, or the rebels, I should say, into Himyar, which is great. And now we can return to Eudaemon, replenish for, I'd say, 2 turns. Yep, very nice. Okay, what can we build in Eudaemon? We've got some fields, we've got a jetty, we've got a hamlet. It's all depending on what's in Zafar, I think, and Omana. I really want this guy to receive a level. That would be great. Unfortunately for us, this guy is boring, which reduces his effectiveness, unfortunately for us. It also sucks that his cunning is so low, his zeal is so low, but that's to be expected. I was really hoping we wouldn't have any negative traits. Man, in my Ostrogoth campaign, I got 2 spies, that's my max, and both of them are like thin-skulled, unhealthy. They've got like -10 to fucking authority. It's ridiculous, and I cannot get them killed. They're like level 6 or 7, and they just continue chugging along, not dying, soaking up my spy slots. There we go. Okay, we sold some men around Eudaemon. Holy shit. Like I was saying, Eon seems not quite right. He's got some new household items. The first one is stuffed enemy. The second is flayed enemy skin. The third is Pugio, which I think are like the fucking brass knuckles with spikes. Couldn't say. Pancratian gloves and Fustits, pretty par for the course. See those all the time. Yeah, so he's got a torturer. And also a human footstool. A stuffed enemy. Flayed enemy skin. Pugio, which is apparently some sort of sword. Okay, so we can reduce enemy morale, which is great. We are doing so. And then Pancratian gloves, which is great. Okay, it's just weird. He's got so many weird-ass items. I almost worry. It appears that our son Nazul has come of age, and boy, oh, when I say come of age, I mean he's gone from like 15 to fucking 40. Look at this. He's got so many wrinkles in his forehead. It is nuts. Although, having said that, Ibana himself is only 23, and he too looks like he's like 50 years old. Nazul technically has not come of age yet. I think next turn we will be able to, issue orders to him, and he will see his intrigue, etc. Right now, he's just got the proper portrait, but technically still not of age. I don't think we will build anything for quite a while. We'll probably just sit on our cash for now. I almost wonder if it's better to just upgrade these guys into desert spears. Let's see. Is it worth the extra 60 gold? Well, they are quite a bit more armored. These desert spears are resistant to shock. Is that what that green one is? Hard to say. Let's see. No, they can steady, which is great. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll upgrade these guys. There we go. And that's about it. Do we want to get rid of any units? 4 swordsmen, Tor warriors. Where the hell do we recruit these guys? I know we can recruit a far swordsman in Aksum. I'm fairly certain. I'm not sure what unlocks Tor swordsman. But anyway, we may as well end the turn and see what summer will bring. Alright, here we are, the summer of 397. It appears that Lazica has declared war on the Eastern Romans. If I remember correctly, Lazica is a puppet state of the Romans, so that's kind of odd. Detaunus has received an artist, actually, in his retinue, which is great, because that's +5 to public order, immediately. We could give Detaunus a bunch of items, like flayed enemy's skin. I don't really think that's necessary, nor do I think that Detaunus is into that. But I can't say. He may be just as freaky as Eon Bissionaf himself. Okay, so it appears that I am correct. We are gaining 1 point per turn to public order from religious difference, if that makes any sense. I didn't explain that very well. But luckily for us, we're still receiving the public order bonus from the rebels, despite the rebels having vacated our province. I guess the rebels don't mind going 1 town over to, I guess, join the rebellion. Unfortunately for us as well, the Himyarites have returned, and they are kicking around in the north. So our army is no longer replenishing. We'll wait 1 turn, see what they do, and then we can march up there and kick their ass if need be. Gumshoe himself is he's got a few points because he's gained a level. The first thing we want to do is put a point into rhetoric. That will help us spread religion. There we are. In addition, I think we may inspire populace. Are these not the same thing? Enable spread religion. Oh, I see. It's a constant local effect. Yeah, that's what we're doing already. Okay, well, we'll put 2 points into spreading religion. Just to ease the transition here. He's already inspiring. He's already spreading his buttocks to increase the spread of Eastern Christianity. If that's what it takes, I guess Gumshoe is down for it. Anyway, Arabia Felix has got quite a lot of growth, actually. We will have 1 growth next turn. Great. As for Aksum, we are still quite a ways away from 7 growth. Next turn we'll have 5. I really want to plop down this next slot so I can build something, anything. Azadan, perhaps? Which is a cavalry recruitment site, I guess. A cavalry corral. We may as well build that. That would be wonderful. We can start Ethiopia as like a recruitment center, and then as time go on, maybe we can turn it into like oh shit, the pleasure houses. I lost my train of thought once I saw companionship tents, which is the softest way to say whorehouse, essentially. Companionship tents. What was I saying? We can turn Ethiopia into like the commercial center it's supposed to be, the commercial center, place of commerce, because I mean, look at all this shit we can build. We can build an imperial palace, which, actually, no, that's what we need. We need an imperial palace, eventually. Because this is a building you can only build in your capital. In addition, a royal mint. Again, it's a building you can only build in your capital, so we may as well build those. I think... No, we can build churches anywhere. Waterworks, furs, military upgrades. I think, yeah, that's basically... Those are the only buildings that are restricted to the capital, so we'll have to put a palace in at some point, and also a royal mint, if we can manage it. So that's 2 slots. That will be the infantry quarters gone eventually. Possibly the religious center, as we can put a religious center in the town here. Something like that. Although this has like an osmosis as well. That's tough. Real tough. See, the problem is Aksum has a fur resource as well, so that's 1 slot immediately dedicated to resource production. Speaking of, we may as well drop all of our gold to increase our fur production. That will not really benefit us, though, because we are not trading with fucking anyone at all. We may as well set sail with good old Latem. Maybe we can discover some new lands to trade with. That would be wonderful. We'll even go into like a forced double time stance. That would be wonderful. If we can find someone in this body of water. Because as it is, there's no one to trade with. Unfortunately for us. Although I've just noticed... Was it like this before? I can't quite recall. The Sassanids own Isla. It must be. I'm not sure. Anyway, the Eastern Romans still control Egypt, which is good for them. Good for them. What is going on in Pacorus? Not much. Not much at all. Anyway, I think, again, this is it for this turn. And I think we have time for 1 more turn, so we may as well see what the Himyarites do. And then, as I said, we can make a decision, march out to meet them, etc., etc. Oh, I see. Detaunus apparently has gained a skill. I had not noticed. We will put some points into Scholar and Viceroy. There we are. In addition, this fleet is going to disappear this turn, it seems. Well, never mind. The integrity is through the roof because they've been decimated. Wow. Good job, Himyar. Keep fighting the good fight. Well, I have to say, these Himyarites, they've truly surprised me. This is not something you see very often in Total War. I guess, though, it is something that happens quite often in the newer ones. It seems that the Himyarites have initiated a amphibious assault, and just last turn I removed my fleet, so I have no defense against this, unfortunately. They're going to land, and they're going to attack Adulis, and I don't think we can hold them off with our 3 fucking units. No. Unfortunately for them, though, their integrity is very sad. See, the thing blocking us is this enemy fleet, and the only hope we have of destroying said fleet is setting sail with Eon Bissianaf and attacking them in the sea. So we may as well... I don't know. How strong are transports in Attila? I can't say. I fought very little naval battles in Attila. You know what? Fuck it, we're going for it. Apparently, we have a really good chance of winning this battle. But I think I'm going to end it here. I will end it with this cliffhanger. Will Eon Bissianav survive this naval battle and be able to sail back to Ethiopia to save the day? I couldn't say. I don't know. I cannot predict the future, but I am pretty confident. I'm a little worried, though. I have not fought a naval battle with just transports, I don't think. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys next episode.